Hi guys, today I have my December daily day one finally recorded and up for you guys on YouTube. I have not been very productive with my December daily. It has been crazy at my house and it's all in a good way, but just really crazy this season, more than normal. This whole fall has been crazy. I think I probably mentioned that in other videos, but anyway, so I'm back with the day one, and hopefully I'll start getting some of these up on YouTube sooner than later and not as sparsely. But for this one, I am just working on the first side or the left side of the page, and it's a 4-pocket. And what I did was I had 2 pictures for this side, and I printed them in my PicFrame app, and I printed them, they're about, I think about 2 by 2-ish. They're not exactly, but I think they're right about 2 by 2. And they fit really well on the cards, and I thought I would do them in this size instead of the larger size because I wanted to see some of the paper that I had. And I do have lots of paper and things that I've mentioned before, so I want to use some of that up. So using this smaller format of the picture seems to work better on this. So what I'm doing is just mounting them onto some paper, or this particular one I'm mounting onto paper. And I'm leaving a white border around the photo, and then I'm mounting it on this kind of plaid colored paper that came in the collection. And I'm going to mount that on the top left polka dot card. And that star pattern is stamped on vellum and then heat embossed with some silver embossing powder. And that is a stamp by Ali Edwards. If you guys are interested in any of the materials that I'm using on this December daily, just let me know in the comments below and then I can get that information for you. Most everything is from the Claus and Company kit, but some of the stamps and things are either from Ali Edwards or Hero Arts or some other manufacturers. So I finally decided how I wanted to have the top left card, and I added that chipboard kind of holographic star in the top right, and now I'm working on the bottom right, which has a picture of an ornament from 2015. It is commemorating the fact that we went to Disney this year. So I decided to take a picture of it because I thought it was a good one to show. It's one of my newest favorite ornaments I just got. So I put that down the bottom left, and then I add the little tab from the collection that says Holiday Memories. And although it's not really a holiday memory, the ornament is from the holidays, and I thought it was appropriate. And now I'm gluing on the little snowflakes on the number 1, and those were stamped using my Hero Arts stamp and using some embossing powder. And then now what I'm doing is I am embossing this wood veneer snowflake piece, and I'm using that detailed silver embossing powder, and I just stuck the entire wood veneer into the embossing, or into the Versamark ink, and then into the embossing, and I'm just holding it with my tweezers and then heat embossing it. And I'm going to show you a close-up here in a second what it turned out to look like. And I really like this because then it looks like it's a metallic piece instead of just a wood veneer. So there is a close-up, and I'm going to also glue that in the top number 1 3x4 card. And I don't know if I mentioned, but those snowflakes are actually stamped onto vellum and then heat embossed with that same silver detail embossing powder. Now I'm gluing that star onto the picture at the top left. And I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I wanted something at the very top, so I decided to use this word December from the sticker sheet and put that up there, and I just think that tops off that top section. I thought it was a little bare without it. I was thinking about using some washi tape or something like that, but I decided not to. And I am just journaling for the day on that bottom left card, and here are some close-ups. Sorry about my finger and the goofy camera. I had to move it around a bit. I think my cat must have bumped into it. But those are some close-ups, and then next I'm going to move on to the page on the right-hand side. And then this page is going to be 1 4x6. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I stamped something. I stamped Comfort and Joy. I thought it needed a little bit of something on that string, so there you go. And I just used my VersaFine ink for that. So this is the other side of the layout. It's using a 4x6 photo and 2 3x4s, and I use my Canon Selphy for all of my December daily photo printing, and it is not a true 4x6, which is really annoying. I really wish it was. It makes me really want to get a different printer that prints true 4x6s, but it works for now, and it does print really good quality. So what I did to remedy that, because I didn't like all the space that was on either side of the picture, I just used a piece of white paper and I added the star washi tape to each of the sides, and then when I mount it you can just see the edges of that, and it looks like I mounted it on a piece of paper with that paper was the entire sheet, but in reality it's just the edge. So now I'm looking through some of my cards, trying to decide on which 3x4 cards I want to use in the top portion. And it's going to take me just a minute before I figure out what I want to do. And I think I'm going to end up using a darker color piece with some string lights, yep, on the top left, because then it mimics and uses some of the black on the left-hand side. It's on the right-hand side as well. Excuse me. And that picture on the top left is just a picture of my December daily prep work that I did on, I don't know, like the 1st or 2nd of December, or on the 2nd December, I'm sorry, because I was doing a lot of embossing of my little stamped things, so I want to have them ready. Embossing is kind of messy, so I wanted to do just a bunch of them all at one time, so I had them ready to go for me. So I did a bunch of stamping on vellum and on white cardstock using the glitter embossing powder, the detailed silver, and the detailed gold. And now what I'm working on is the top left card, and I'm going to make a shaker card out of this little chipboard Polaroid frame. I got a whole set of these frames, and they're really adorable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the vellum as kind of the window, because I want it to be like a frosty look instead of a clear look that you normally get with some of the shakers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this green Fun Foam and just trace out the frame here. And I'm going to use another one to trace out the center, because I kind of thought about this Fun Foam part after I'd already glued down the vellum. So I'm just trimming it up a little bit. I'm going to draw a square in the middle so I know where to cut with my X-Acto knife. And then I'm going to be able to adhere this to my little chipboard frame and then fill it with some sequins that I have in my stash. So I'm just using my Martha Stewart craft knife, which is my favorite craft knife. It just really feels nice in your hand, so I recommend it for anybody that's looking for a craft knife. I'm just going to glue this down with some liquid glue. This is my Scotch Quick Dry in my fine liner bottle. Glue that down, and I don't think I need to trim off any extra, but I may here trim off just a little bit. So I'm just getting it to where I want, wiping off any excess glue, and then I'm going to put those sequins in like I mentioned. And these are just silver sequins, and then I'm going to use a couple of the larger white sequins. The silver sequins I think I just got in a Christmas little pack from Michaels last year. And the white sequins are from Teresa Collins. And now I'm just going to take the backing off of that foam piece and then adhere it to the top right of that 3x4 card. And if I would have thought about this a little bit better, I could have planned it so that I didn't have to turn this card over, which you're going to see me do in a second, but it ended up working out just fine. I think I got lucky, but you know, it worked out. So there you go, there's my shaker, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a close-up, I think, so you can see how the little stuff shakes around in there. Excuse me. And sorry if my voice is kind of crazy. I had a cold, and this is another reason why I haven't done this voiceover, because I sounded terrible before. I sound much better, but still kind of ugh. So hopefully it's not bothering anybody too much. I'm just going to add this little, what is it called? A tree with some foam adhesive on the one side to compensate for the height of the chipboard on the right. I'm gluing down my top left picture. I'm going to look through some phrase stickers here in a second, and I'm going to end up putting a phrase sticker on the top left card, and I'm going to cut it out like a banner because I thought it looked a little bit plain just being a flat straight edge, so I wanted to give a little bit of a fishtail banner on the end using my tweezers because my fingers are kind of fat, but because it was curling, it just wasn't working very well, so I just ended up using my hands. Here I'm going to put a Believe sticker on the picture of the elf, and these things, man, when they start sticking, they are stuck. So make sure you know where you want them, because once you put them down, you probably aren't going to be able to get them up. So now I'm going to add this little embossed snowflake to the bottom left card and then just trim it off a little bit because I just want about 3/4 of the snowflake showing. I thought the bottom left looked a little plain. I wanted to just add a little bit of balance to the card. It was a little top right heavy. I'm going to add a couple phrases here, or a phrase sticker to the Believe and the elf. And I think it says naughty or nice, and I think that's all I leave on there. And then on the bottom right, I'm going to actually spell out Izzy is here? I can't remember now. We'll have to watch together. I'm worried now that I just put Izzy here, and that won't make sense. So we'll have to see if I use proper English or not. So I'm just going to use the tile stickers from the Scraptastic sticker sheet that came in the 12x12 collection pack. And the glitter stickers that I'm going to use here in a second are from the Simple Stories smaller pack. Oh no, I did just say Izzy is here. Good. I was really worried I used improper English. Anyway, I'm going to show you now some close-ups here after I do some journaling, and I want to thank you guys so much. Hopefully you're enjoying my December daily. I really hope that I can get some of these videos up a little bit more frequently so you're not waiting a whole week to see what I'm doing, but with time and things, it hasn't been my friend. So I apologize for some of the delays in getting some of these up, but I hope you enjoyed these. Thank you guys for anyone that has new to, I can't talk. And thank you for anyone new to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all your feedback. Please leave me comments below if you have any questions. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.